online, checked up the stupid bloggers whose blogs I've seen. I'm very angry, and I'm angry at Mihlali especially because I think she's an idiot. And I can say this because I know you and you know me. Okay? How do we know each other? Went to school together. For everyone, context. She's been to my house, cried about a boy before. I've been there to help her. Even with deals and things like that, we used to speak about such things. And even recently, when she was going through a lot online, checked up on your mental health. But you knew last time.
As I've been watching the Mihlali and Pam situation unfold, one lesson keeps coming to my mind. Many women who are rooted in their femininity and queen energy are heavily targeted, not necessarily because people hate them, but because their names hold value. And when your name has value, people will always find a way to attach themselves to you. Hello, my beautiful feminine ladies. Welcome back to my channel. In this channel, we talk of femininity and queen energy and the lessons we can learn as women to fully bask within our femininity. You know, when I speak about queen energy, I'm talking about a woman who is rooted in herself, a woman who does not ask for permission to be who she is, and a woman who stands firm in who she is. Now, Mihlali is one of those women, in my opinion. She has built a brand and she has built her name from the ground up. She started her YouTube channel and her presence was already magnetic. She was already magnetically powerful for her to make it in such a dominated industry, when you talk about social media, you know. But Mihlali made it because she had something very inherent that not many people have. And I feel like she has at least shown us that you should not ask for permission to live your life. And you should not be the kind of person who is apologizes for the decisions you've made, even if those decisions don't inherently look good or don't inherently stand on many other people's values. As I've been watching this whole Mihlali and Pam situation unfold, one thing that keeps standing out to me is that one woman is speaking and the other woman isn't. One woman is engaging in online statements and posting and trying to drag an image of another woman, and the other is not bothered. And whether you agree with Mihlali's choices or not, that's not even the point. The point is she has mastered something that many people haven't. Even people who seem to be evolved within their careers, within their own images, public images. And one thing that Mihlali does effortlessly is the ability to let people have an opinion without trying to change or structure it in her way, in her own narrative. See, most people think that power is having the last word, but that's not true. Sometimes power is letting people talk while you continue living your life. Because here's the thing, the internet will always have a conversation, will always have a narrative to send. Every rumor deserves a statement, every misunderstanding deserves an explanation. No, it doesn't really deserve that. Because at the end of the day, what we think is what we think. Sometimes silence is the language you need to foster. Sometimes silence speaks louder than the noise. And sometimes silence is a woman saying, I'm not engaging in a conversation that wasn't mine to begin with. This whole thing started with a blog or with incorrect description of Pam, and Pam felt like she wanted to disclose that it's not true. She could have, or she could have left it alone. But she had to force herself to drag Mihlali's name into it. Why? It's deeper than we think. It's deeper than her wanting to speak about truth. Because when a woman becomes as visible as Mihlali, people often want access to her energy, her attention, her audience, her name, because who she is has inherent value. People are just going to find a way to have proximity to you. And that's the name, that's the value Mihlali has. That's why I always tell women to protect your energy. Because once your name becomes powerful, once you become a powerful individual, especially if you are rooted within your femininity, like I said, Mihlali Ndamase is a magnetic woman. She started a social media account doing makeup content. Not many people can last that long. And she created a brand around it. So you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your energy. You need to protect your name. Because once your name becomes powerful, people stop seeing you as a person and they start seeing you as an opportunity. Read once your name becomes powerful, people truly stop seeing you as a person and start seeing you as an opportunity. And that's what I feel has happened in this dynamic. Pam recently launched a clothing brand in South Africa after criticizing Mihlali and South Africans about South Africans not having education and Mihlali being who she is. And the lesson here is that Mihlali has perfectly not engaged in this conversation. So much so that many people even asking the question, was the dragging necessary? Because when there is silence, you start to see things for what they are. Now, the most powerful thing to foster is queen energy and femininity is for you. Who you are, what you stand for is for you. Mihlali doesn't live for anyone else. She lives for herself and she makes her choices because they are her choices and she owns them. She doesn't have to explain herself because she's made peace with who she is. Whether you don't like what she stands for or whether you like what she stands for, it does not change who she is and who she's become. So if you are going to take one lesson from this video, is that you need to ground yourself in who you are and your values and know who you are and stand on that. If you are going to be the villain in people's story, be the villain. But own it. Because there is a powerful force that can be cultivated when you own who you are. If you enjoyed my video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.